Okay, we are reaching the end of the season, unfortunately. But yeah, we have a lot of games that I feel have some probabilities in terms of who's going to be able to get into the Super Bowl. But right out the gate, we're going to get off with the Saturday games. We're going to just jump right into it here. Sorry about that. Gonna move this here. First game was on Saturday at 3 o'clock. We had the Browns at Houston. This was a blowout. I mean, there wasn't really anything. This game kind of got out of hand with the Joe Flacco back-to-back interceptions. The game could have went a little bit differently if he didn't turn those over. You take maybe 14 points away from the Texans. They go down to 31. 31 to 14. That becomes a 17-point game. Isn't completely out of reach at that point, but whenever you just keep turning the ball over, I mean, it just becomes pretty much impossible to come back. C.J. Stroud had a pretty good game, 274, 3 touchdowns. His receivers were putting in work. I mean, making just easy reads. I believe on one of the first catches was like a deep throw. So Texans handled business. That's pretty much all. Time of possession, 9 minutes more on Cleveland's side, but the turnovers, the just lack of efficiency, lack of execution, defense played horrible. I mean, it's a pretty easy win for the Texans, but C.J. Stroud played really great. So big shout out to him. 45 points. That's not something that you can just easily do, especially in a playoff game. Next, we had the Dolphins at the Chiefs. This game was pretty much at least from what I expected it to be. I feel like the Chiefs were just not going to be able. I feel like the Dolphins were just not going to be able to compete with the Chiefs. I had the Chiefs winning this game. There wasn't any doubt in my mind. I thought the Chiefs were going to win. But yeah, the weather definitely was a factor just for the Dolphins, though. I mean, the stats for both quarterbacks aren't fantastic. Obviously, Mahomes did better than Tua, but the run game for the Chiefs for the Dolphins was non-existent. Half as many first downs, 1 for 12 on third down, more penalties, less possession time. This was just a complete, utter disappointment for the Dolphins. Very easy win for the Chiefs. First game, I got wrong. I did have the Cowboys winning this. I thought they would, beat the Packers. I thought they could beat Jordan Love. I was wrong. Jordan Love had a perfect game, 157 passer rating, 3 touchdowns, 272. Dak had a bunch of garbage yards, a garbage touchdown, 2 picks. Aaron Jones, 118, 3 touchdowns, pretty much unstoppable. Romeo Doubs, the Cowboys had no answer for Romeo Doubs. Absolutely no answer. Just like the Packers had no answer for Jake Ferguson. 10 catches, 3 touchdowns for 93 yards. But yeah, Green Bay. Look at the amount. This was the most first downs in any game this season. 59 first downs combined. No defense was really being played here, other than the, Packers secondary. But, 57 first downs. That's the most any game this season. Time of possession, Cowboys still had the most time of possession, but the turnovers are really what altered this game, and the lack of offense pretty much all the way up until the second half. 7 points. They were down 20 points going into the first half. The offense was not clicking, defense was playing bad. They just couldn't recover from the bad first half. Sunday night, we did have the Rams at the Lions. This was a great game, very close, down to the wire. Matthew Stafford almost got it done with a pretty mediocre overall Rams team. The Rams defense, to me, is just trash, complete garbage. Jared Goff had a pretty decent game. Both quarterbacks had decent games. Matthew Stafford, I think, had a little bit better game. But Puka, Amon St. Brown, Puka had the most receiving yards in a playoff game by a rookie. Amon St. Brown had a great game. This was just a close, tight game. Came down to the wire. 45 first downs combined. The stats are almost identical. This was a close game. Came down to the very end. I'm kind of happy for the Lions. It kind of sucks that Matthew Stafford couldn't get that one, but it's just because of defense. The Rams' defense is just mediocre. Next, we have the Steelers and the Bills for Monday night. We had that game at 3:00. This was just a blowout. They actually had to postpone this game due to the weather, so I didn't even get to watch this game because I was at work. But I had the Bills winning that game. It was a pretty easy win. I didn't have the Steelers winning this game at all. But it wasn't a terrible blowout, but it was a very easy win, in my opinion, for the Bills. The Steelers just couldn't get nothing done. I know a lot of Steeler fans are blaming refs and stuff like that, but this was not on the refs, in my opinion. This was just the Steelers playing bad. They just couldn't outplay themselves. They just kept self-inflicted wounds. Decent amount of first downs. We have 46 first downs. Time of possession, Buffalo. More first downs, better third down conversions. Just the Bills just played better in every category and didn't really turn the ball over. So, and Sunday night I did get wrong. I did have the Eagles beating the Buccaneers. I did not think that the Bucs were going to beat the Eagles. The Eagles just played horrible. Absolutely horrible. They couldn't get anything going. The offense couldn't move the ball. Run game was not there. The tush-push didn't work. The pass game was non-existent pretty much throughout the whole time. And the defense could not do anything to stop the Bucs. Baker had an amazing game. 337, perfect passer rating, 3 touchdowns. Just a great game by the defense as well. As you can see here, only 13 first downs for the Eagles. 0 for 9, 0 for 2 on third and fourth down conversions. Less rushing yards, less passing yards, less total yards. They had more sacks on Baker, but Baker's O-line is just complete garbage. And time of possession, Tampa Bay. This was just a blowout, an unexpected blowout. The Chiefs, the Bucs just completely annihilated the Eagles, and they just couldn't do anything to stop them. It was kind of pathetic, to be honest. I wasn't expecting this type of outcome. I had the Eagles winning. I had the Eagles winning that game. In my opinion, the Eagles had no business losing that game. Absolutely no business. Would they be able to beat the Lions? I don't think so. But I think they should have at least got to the divisional round. It is what it is. But we do have the divisional round ready to go and in set. Saturday we have the Texans at Baltimore. I got the Ravens there. I think the Ravens are going to, secure this home win. I just can't see the Texans beating the Ravens. Yeah, they blew out the Browns. Yeah, they have obviously offensive weapons. I think this could be a blowout. Not a blowout, a shootout. But I just feel like their defense cannot stop the Ravens' offense. But we'll see. The Packers and the 49ers. I got the 49ers. The Packers did surprise me with Dallas, but I just feel like the 49ers are a little bit more of a complete team than the Packers. And I think it's at home. I just have the 49ers winning that. I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers won, but I mean, I just feel like this is going to be an easy game for the 49ers. Next, we have the Bucs at the Lions on Sunday. I have the Lions. I don't think the Eagles or the Bucs could have beat the Lions, but yeah, I got the Lions. Plus, it's at home. Plus, they have tons of momentum right now. Sunday night, we have the Chiefs and the Bills. I have the Chiefs. I just don't... I mean, the Chiefs beat the Bills. At this point, it's not even a rivalry if one team beats the other team every time. The Bills don't beat the Chiefs. Maybe in the regular season, they probably... I think Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes... I don't know how many times Josh Allen has beaten Mahomes. Maybe once, maybe twice. I know for sure once this season with the offsides thing. Maybe another time. But those are games that they matter, but they don't matter. Like, in the playoffs, he's like 0-4, I think, against Mahomes. So, I mean, I don't have him beating the Chiefs. Probably not 0-4, maybe 0-3. But they just don't beat the Chiefs. They just don't. I hope they do, but they don't. They just can't. But, yeah. As of right now, my pick percentage is 158 out of 262 games with a 60%. So it seems like I kind of stayed around the whole year at 60, 58, 59, 61%. So I couldn't really get to my previous year pick percentage, which was, I believe, what was it at the end here? My pick percentage last year ended at 69%. So I'm definitely lower. But last year was a lot easier in picks compared to this year, in my opinion. But, yeah. Pretty quick video. Not a lot of games to go over. But I will see you next week for the divisional round and conference championship picks. So I will see y'all soon.